The flu is back from being furloughed during the pandemic. New York's infection rates are soaring, and AOC just wants to be amongst her people. And the Chicago Teachers Union is crying because they want new school clothes. This is The Laughing Libertarian, and I'm your host, Alan McFarland. According to ABC News, the flu is making a comeback after an unusual year off. Now, I'm not trying to deny there was a higher level of awareness last year, and that helped, but let's be honest. One was a meal ticket for doctors. The other is actually deadlier than Omicron, according to several scientists at least. Now, we don't hear much about death counts anymore, so what's deadly? It's all about potential. And the cruel irony is that COVID and CNN's anchors have something in common. Everyone will talk about their potential, but inevitably, it will just cause discomfort to everyone for a few days. But at least COVID spares the children.
Hey, guess who? Sorry to leave you so many messages. Just lonely here, thinking about the muscle-bound paper boy. Wishing he'd come by and bring me some good news.
Judge Sotomayor took a huge hit to her credibility this week when she claimed that 100,000 children are in serious condition, and many of them on ventilators, while the CDC chief, Dr. Walensky, actually delivered the truth that just under 3,500 kids are actually hospitalized with COVID. With an accuracy like this, it's understandable why Sotomayor just keeps writing children's books. But honestly, for a lady who writes books that say, just ask, maybe she should do just that. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky admits that 40% of COVID patients aren't in the hospital for COVID issues, but some other issue, and they just happen to have COVID.
Of Omicron.
COVID.
Omicron. Omicron.
The madness of COVID.
This would have been where Whoopi Goldberg would have landed if she would have went to the hospital, because her acting career has been on life support for at least 20 years at this point.
Everything you think about is gonna crumble.
And speaking of acting, Dr. Walensky has found herself in media training, which proves that objective science is not allowed in Fauci's political petri dish. AOC announced she has COVID, something anyone within 10 miles of the coast could have told you was coming. I just can't wait to hear her blame DeSantis for why her vaccinations and boosters are failing her at this point. Floridians, much like the wallets of US citizens, should have been protected from AOC in the first place. A college girl at heart, a bartender, and an overall people pleaser, this can't be the first time this woman's been called a super spreader. Proving that you can't judge anything by its name, Joy Reid is anything but joyful, and it's contagious, with MSNBC being the plague bearer. This is why she went on this week, ignored state-by-state infection data, and aimed her sights directly at Florida, instead of New York or Rhode Island, where things were much worse, and it wasn't even close. She's consistent, though.
We now bring you the saga of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, whose state is exploding with COVID.
She's always just adjacent to the facts, and she looks at everything through a racial lens. And when you think about those two things, you start to wonder, maybe, just maybe, she is Team Omicron. I mean, Omicron's just another victim of African ancestry, being squashed by just another US system. They say those that can't do, teach. Hell, Chicago Teachers Union can't even get that done, as they prove the only thing they have over their students is more time to throw a tantrum. All we need is one middle school biology teacher to get some balls. Oh, sorry, nerve. They need to get nerve and teach those third grade educated teachers how to be safe around the second graders they teach. Look, Lori Lightfoot and the Chicago public school system are in the same spot every soft parent puts themselves when their only punishment comes in the form of subbing out pudding for a piece of fruit. Mayor Lightfoot has handed them everything, even giving them PPE over medical workers. Anything she could do to pander to the lowest common denominator, even while the math teachers won't go to work to teach kids what that means. And where's old Joe during all this? Wandering the halls of the White House, trying to figure out if it was he or the dog that made the mess on the carpet? At 9 press conferences, you are more likely to catch COVID than to catch him explaining it. And hell, for that matter, COVID's even more enjoyable. If you like what you saw here, catch all the shows on Rumble and YouTube. Subscribe at both places, share us on your social media, and smash that like button. This is